Give it a second for some people to get in. Okay. All right, welcome to Heard That Media Day. Appreciate everyone coming out. Heard That is a Marshall alumni team, formerly known as the West Virginia Wildcats, now rebranded as specifically a Marshall alumni team. They will be playing on July 5th at 2 p.m. Against Playing for Jimmy V, live on ESPN. We're joined by GM and shooting guard Elmore. To start, is now in his third year of organizing this team? Third year of organizing this team. You just give us an opening statement on the organization efforts that went into making this team happen, and the decision to rebrand it officially as a Marshall team.
We started off 3 years ago. I held a tournament while I was in college and thought it'd be a cool thing to play in and participate in. So as soon as I graduated and was eligible for it, we put a team together. And like you said, I was West Virginia Wildcats. After 2 years of West Virginia Wildcats, we ended up getting enough guys that were from Marshall where we could officially be an alumni team. And all of us loved Marshall, loved the experience we had there, and just wanted to represent the school the best we could, and decided to brand it as an alumni team. So that's where we're at now.
What was kind of the process that went into getting here? You guys obviously organized your own camp. There's a lot of COVID testing that was involved. Can you just kind of walk people through what you did to prepare for this year's TBT?
Yes, we had an extensive process this year, just sort of from the way everything's set up with COVID and sort of the rules and regulations that are put in place. We got everybody to Charleston about 10 days before we had to report here to Columbus. As soon as everybody got to Charleston, we sort of quarantined them and did COVID testing on each individual and all the people who are going to be around camp. We spent 3 days in Charleston just practicing, working out, playing pickup. After spending some time in Charleston, we were fortunate enough to have some rooms at the Greenbrier Resort in Lewisburg, West Virginia, donated to the team. So we were able to take everybody down there for sort of just a little mini camp down there, practiced down there, played down there, and had a good time for about 5 days. Came home, back to Charleston, West Virginia again. We did another COVID test, and then just went about our business of preparing for the tournament. And then, of course, we had to get to Columbus. We've been in quarantine ever since we've been here.
Obviously, people who are watching this and know Marshall basketball know a lot of the guys on the team. But for those who are outside of the Marshall realm, Zach Smith, Ryan Luther, et cetera, you kind of tell people, what their game is like, what they can expect from those guys.
They can expect them to fit in well in the Marshall system. Zach Smith's a high flyer, so you can expect a lot of alley-oops to him. Ryan Luther shoots the three ball extremely well. He'll fit in perfect, just getting up and down, letting it fly. Marshall fans should be very familiar with both Ja'Cory Williams and Chris Coakley. They were nightmares for us to deal with in Conference USA. Ja'Cory was a player of the year 1 year. Chris Coakley was the first team all-conference guy. Both guys were leaders on their teams, and both guys have NCAA tournament wins or had great success in college.
What is sort of the motivation for you to continue to come out and get out here with the guys as opposed to just kind of being the GM and helping out on the sidelines?
I like to play. I don't play at quite as high level as I used to. I just 364 days of the year, I work a regular job and, sort of just live life. So it's fun being able to get out there 1 day a year and play basketball again and sort of relive the glory days with some of the guys that I had a great college experience with.
Your first matchup is against Playing for Jimmy V, who is replacing West Virginia. What is that matchup going to be like? How are you preparing for those guys, and what is the game plan to defeat them?
We're sort of unique in that we don't change our game plan for anybody. We could be playing the Los Angeles Lakers or playing for Jimmy V. We're going to get up and down. We're going to shoot a ton of threes. We're going to play fast, and we're going to try to outscore you. We have tremendous respect for those guys. They have guys with NBA experience on the roster. Hasheem Thabeet was the number 2 overall pick in an NBA draft, so you don't take those guys lightly. But we're going to get out there, do our best, play the way we want to do, have fun, and try to win the game.
What has life been like inside TBT right now? Obviously, you guys are sort of confined to the hotel. What are you doing to pass the time?
Guys are playing a lot of video games, playing cards, We've, of course, practiced a couple hours a day. So it's not been that bad. A lot of laying around, a lot of sleeping. So it's just passing the time's the main thing. But we realize why we're here, and we're excited to be here. And we're here for a reason and hope to win some basketball games.
What has the support been like back home in West Virginia from Marshall fans and just from family and friends as a whole?
What was that question?
What has the support been like from Marshall fans, the program itself, and your friends and family as you guys try and come compete?
The support's been unreal. We've had numerous, almost countless Marshall donors send us checks, send us money, bring us food, just do all these things to help pull this off. We truly believe Marshall has the greatest fans. Today I woke up to 3 or 4 Facebook messages. How can we get a Heard That T-shirt, or is TBT going to sell Heard That uniforms? They love basketball in West Virginia. Herd fans love Marshall, and it's been unreal the support we've gotten.
Obviously, your brother John now plays overseas. You guys probably don't get the opportunity to play together as much as you like or as much as you used to. How much do you cherish these moments with him, but also your dad coaching you guys on the sidelines?
It's absolutely awesome. We grew up together playing with each other. My dad coached AAU for us throughout our years, so it's sort of special getting to go back and sort of relive that type of deal. It's not very often you get to play with your brother, for your father. So we take this one time a year, and we enjoy it, and look forward to it every year. So it's awesome being able to just have a little family thing going on right now.
What is going to be your dad's coaching style? What are you expecting? Are you expecting him to be kind of hard on you guys, or just kind of letting you loose and letting you do your own thing out there?
He's more like a traffic cop for the games. He's just sort of rotating guys in and out. He just lets us play. He's mainly just there to substitute people in and out, try to get everybody some time, try to find sort of what the best unit is to be out there. So he doesn't do much coaching. He's not, basketball-wise, he's mainly just sort of there to oversee it. You got a bunch of grown men and a bunch of pros, so there's not really a whole lot that on the basketball front that needs to be said.
From an exposure standpoint for a lot of these guys and their teams that on this team that are looking for next steps in their careers, playing on ESPN, on national TV, basically being the only thing on TV, how great of an opportunity do you think it is in that regard?
I think it's a special opportunity. It's one that guys might not ever get again. I know internationally this is going to be shown in a bunch of different countries. I think guys maybe looking to go overseas. Everybody's going to be tuning in to watch it. This is the first live basketball event since COVID hit, or at least in the United States. A lot of people that might not even be interested in basketball, a lot of people real estate, and you never know who can do what and who could make you in what opportunities.
Are you guys kind of looking past you at this point? Is there any particular thing that you kind of hope they're on and you're able to pass them and win your first game?
We're not looking past Jimmy V. They have a great collection of talent. They have great size. That's going to be a tough game. But if we're looking forward to somebody, I'd say it's Carmen's crew because they're on the other side of the bracket. That means we're in the championship, and we'd be playing for $1 million. So I guess if we would have to look forward to somebody, we play them because that means we've done pretty well so far.
Have you guys had any contact with Coach D'Antoni? Has he given you any advice or reached out at all?
Actually, when we were at the Greenbrier, our first practice down there, it surprised everybody. He showed up, and so he came in, watched practice, talked to everybody. We all love Coach Danny. He's a great guy. So, yeah, he showed up and supported us. And, of course, Chris Duhon, one of his former assistants, Coach Duhon ran camp for us for the first 7 days. So we've had a lot of Marshall coaching staff and flavor in there. And one of the current assistant coaches actually came to a practice and watched a scrimmage. So it's sort of been a real family deal. All the coaches and people that were involved with us while we played there have shown support and come by and seen us.
Question here from Patrick Graham. Go ahead, Patrick.
Hey, Patrick Graham from State Out Loud Sports. I wanted to ask you about what's the feel like? I know you guys played in March Madness a couple years back. That was one of the funnest games to watch too, was the Wichita State game. Does this have a kind of the same feel? I know it's completely different and different times, but with the whole situation, does it have that kind of same energy for you guys?
Yeah, it feels sort of just like a March Madness game, where it feels like we're back in college. We're locked up in a hotel, just getting ready to play. This might have even more pressure because there's $1 million on the line. First live sporting event, and who knows how long. First live basketball since I believe March in the United States, It's going to be broadcast all over the world. So, I mean, it's sort of like that on steroids with sort of the anticipation and looking forward to it.
Nice. I also got to ask, since I got you here, you and your brother, I'm sure you guys have battles out in the front porch. Who's winning in a game of horse?
Game of horse. He has no chance.
All right. Thank you.
All right. If no more questions here, we'll let I kind of depart here with a parting statement for Marshall fans and what they can expect when they see you guys on Sunday.
Just look forward to playing. We look forward to y'all watching. We hope to represent Marshall well, and we think you should enjoy the game, and we're hoping to have a couple more of these before this runs over.
All right. Thank God for his time, and we'll be back on more momentarily. All right, we're now joined here by John Elmore. John, any sort of opening thoughts on coming to TBT, your second year participating in the event?
We're excited. I think we have a really good squad this year. We made a couple huge additions this offseason. Going into the TBT, we knew the field was going to be tough, so we had to step our game up a little bit. We've had a good training camp, really like the addition, so we're fired up.
When you played in TBT last summer, what were you expecting, and what did you kind of learn from the experience as a whole?
I was expecting to have fun, man. Just watching the tournament my last year in college, seeing some of my former teammates play, I was just counting down the days till I got to play. So getting to play on national TV with my guys, roommates in college, my brother, my dad coaching, once-in-a-lifetime experience. And going into it this year, I'm ready to play again, man. It's a ton of fun, and it's a great experience.
How involved are you in the recruiting efforts of bringing this team together?
I'm not gonna lie, my back's kind of hurting. I feel like I've done more than most, but it's been good fun. We've all collaborated. Several of us gotten together, had meetings about the way we wanted to go this year, who we wanted to add, the type of player, stuff like that. So it was a big time team effort, but I've done a lot of work.
A lot of work with the guys outside of Marshall, like Luther and Jacory and those guys?
Yeah. It was easy getting our guys just because we're all really close. All the Marshall guys, we lived together in college, still play pickup all the time together. I had the same agent as a couple of the players we added, a couple family friends, knew some other guys. So the big thing is we have all great dudes, so everybody's good to be around. We all get along real well. We all hang out outside the court. So that's part of the TBT experience, is the fun part of it and getting to hang out like that. So we've had a blast so far.
Having played in TBT last summer, what does it take to win in this thing? What do you have to do to be successful?
You've got to piece together games for the whole time, not just second half, not just first half. From the jump, it's a dogfight. It's a little bit different than college because, you're playing for $1 million+ and every second of the game counts. And I think we came out last year and we didn't play a full game and ended up getting beat. So I think that's the thing that we're going to have to work on is from the jump to the end of the game, we're going to have to bring it. When the Elam ending hits, we've got a good strategy in place. So we're fired up.
I'm curious as to why you guys continue to play sort of the Marshall D'Antoni style of basketball. Is it because you love it so much? Is it because it's all you've known? Like, what is kind of the motivation of just continuing to play that way going forward?
Just as a player, I've played a lot of places, played a lot of basketball, and I think this is by far the most fun system there is. Every teammate I've talked to or everybody that's been around the system, played in the D'Antoni style, has just really enjoyed it. And I think you play your best basketball in that style because zero freedom. The coach just believes in you. He instills confidence in you. So when you go into a game, it's almost similar to a pickup game where you just get to go out there and hoop. And I think guys play better that way, and we really enjoy it.
For the new additions, the guys outside of Marshall, they felt the same way?
Yeah, 100%. We've had a couple of them say, I don't know how we guarded you all in college now that they've been in the system and got to experience it. So the good thing is everybody that we added fits perfectly into the style of play we want to play, and couldn't have asked for any better new additions.
You talked about the Elam ending briefly. I don't want you to give away too much strategy, but what is sort of the thought process there? And or you think the team is kind of looking to you to be that guy to sort of take that last shot if it comes down to it?
We were talking about it, and it's just our big thing is we don't want to get stagnant. We don't want to try to go ISO ball as soon as that thing hits. We want to keep playing our game because we're going to score points, and we want to try to get that thing over as fast as possible.
What does Marshall basketball mean to you as a whole? Obviously, you guys continue to represent the university. And branding this team as an alumni team, what is sort of the motivation behind it?
Just how much Marshall meant to all of us. I mean, it really is a family atmosphere. The culture there has just gotten better and better. Coach D'Antoni's one of the best coaches in college basketball, in my opinion. So just what Marshall means to us, what Marshall was able to do for us, can't put it into words because we all had such memorable moments there and good times. So just getting to put the Marshall back on the shirt, having the boosters, having donors, having fans message us, wanting to come to practice, talking about ordering Heard That jerseys, stuff like that. That connection, I'm sure most alumni teams have that, but Marshall just has something special with it.
You played in Italy this past year. I imagine you're probably looking for the next step in your career at this point during the offseason. Being on ESPN, I think it's being shown in 197 countries. Obviously, a lot of eyes are going to be on you guys this year. How impactful do you think this might be on the next step of your career?
I think it's big for a lot of guys. Like you said, everybody in the world is going to be watching because there's no other basketball on. So having this opportunity to play on the main stage with your boys, with your best friends, with other high-level pros against college basketball legends, overseas legends, guys that played in the NBA. I mean, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for a lot of people, and it's a chance to showcase what you can do.
Question here from Patrick Graham. Go ahead, Patrick.
Hey, John, Patrick from Say It Out Loud Sports Podcast. So I'm curious to hear your thoughts on playing without fans in the arena. Do you think it's going to benefit your team at all? Or specific styles of basketball because there's no fans and the crowd noise doesn't get behind you?
I think the big thing is I was kind of unfortunate enough, I played in a game or two overseas this year where we didn't have any fans in the gym. So the big thing is just having that chemistry and being able to communicate with your teammates. That's one thing we really stressed with training camp this year was talking and just communicating throughout the game. And I think if we're all on the same page and we're all understanding of what's going on, I don't think having any fans will bother us or having no fans will bother us.
Right. And not to cause division or anything, but I asked your brother this question. I figured I'd ask you, but he said you had no chance in a game of horse against them. What do you think?
Don't believe it, man. That's nonsense. I can't fathom where he got that from.
All right. Well, we got to get an Instagram footage of you two playing so we can solve this.
We'll go IG Live here soon, and we'll settle the debate.
All right, man. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Who's got the deeper range between the two of you? How far can you guys push it back?
Me, no question. Step or two inside half court, and I'd say that's pretty accurate range.
How willing will you be to pull those in game? Like what is the distance where you think, maybe this is a little bit too far to try and pull up?
What's funny is myself, Stevie Brownie, some of the other guys on the team in warm-ups in college, most people were dunking and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. We would have contests in layup lines to see who could shoot the farthest back. So if you see a three from a step inside half court, that's a good shot for us.
You think teams will be prepared to guard you guys out there, or you think that kind of style still might catch them by surprise even at this point, knowing how you guys play?
I hope they're prepared because we're going to shoot a lot of threes, and we're not necessarily going to be towing the line. And I think that's the beauty of our style and the players that we have is you have to guard us out there on the perimeter from that far. And once you're pressuring up, then that opens up a ton of lanes, spacing, stuff like that. So I think the system and the guys that we have fit perfectly for what we're trying to do.
before we let you go here, any sort of final words for Marshall fans that plan on tuning in on Sunday?
You know, we all look forward to putting the Marshall back on our jersey and getting back out there together. The fans have meant a ton to us over our time there. I know I was at Marshall for 5 years. Stevie's going back there to coach. Ryan lives in the area. Rondale's there. Ott's there all the time. So just the relationship we have with everybody at Marshall and what all they do and give to support the team and support their alumni has just been incredible. So we can't wait to represent the school again.
All right. We thank John for his time. We'll bring on Stevie Brownie momentarily. All right, we're now joined by Stevie Brownie, our third member here from Heard That. Stevie, again, just some opening thoughts on playing in TBT and representing Marshall in this tournament.
So this is my third year playing in the TBT, and every year we've gotten better. And this year I feel like we put the pieces together, and John and I and their father and Tommy Orcutt, who was our GM, have done a great job at just putting this team together, finding the right pieces, and I'm really excited to represent Marshall again and get back out on the court. Like John said, play with our brothers, our best friends, and then we've added a lot of pieces that I like our chances.
I think this is your third year playing TBT.
Mm-hmm.
What continues bringing you back each year playing this thing?
Oh, the level of competition. I'm a competitor, and I love to play at the highest level. And TBT brings that in. Everybody wants to win that money, so everybody's playing hard. Everybody's locked in, and that's what I love to do.
How was camp for you guys?
It was fun. I had a great time. Those games, the competition level, like I just spoke on, the competition level was high. So, you'd see guys getting upset, guys wanting to win on the floor for loose balls, where a lot of other places you don't really see that.
Where do you think TBT stands in terms of competitiveness, toughness, intensity from the other top levels that you played in?
It's definitely right there with them. I played in pretty high levels overseas, and when you put this kind of money on the line, people tend to play pretty hard for it, and it's basically a professional league in my opinion, and that money, it just drives everybody to play a little bit harder.
What made you guys comfortable about playing at TBT this year under the circumstances?
We kind of got the rundown of what it was going to be like, and I like the fact that we made sure we had everybody quarantined before we came, just for that added protection. So I was comfortable with it the whole way. I knew that the Elmores and T.O., I knew that they weren't going to do anything that would put us in a bad position. So, I trust them, and, they'll comfortable.
On the TBT side of things, how do you think they're doing a good job of attempting to keep people safe in here?
I think they're doing a great job. They broke it all down to us yesterday on the Zoom meeting, and, it was incredible the lengths that you guys have went to really secure everybody and make sure everybody's protected.
First match was against playing for Jimmy V on Sunday. What do you know about those guys? What is the game plan there to try and stop them and win that game?
Well, our game plan is always to make them form to us. So we're going to be who we are. We're going to get up and down. We're going to see if they can run them. We're going to see if they can guard us.
I asked John the same question, but what is too far for you guys to shoot? Like, where's the place that you're not comfortable pulling up?
That might be the hardest question you've asked me. I don't know. Like John said, this is what we do every day. In practice from the time we were in college, even when we were in high school, we'd come down the court and, a step in front of half court, 2 steps. If you didn't have your hand up, that boy might go up. You never know.
It's great. I mean, it's part of what makes you guys so interesting. in terms of what you guys have been doing in the bubble itself, passing the time, how are you guys staying occupied?
We've been trying to play a lot of Call of Duty. Wi-Fi is rough because we've got all these people trying to get on the same servers, but we've been doing that. We've been playing a lot of cards, playing a lot of time. Just finding ways to make the time pass, really.
Who's been the best card player?
Oh, it's me, no question. It's me, no question. I've been busting these boys' heads all week.
In all games or
all of them. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. You can ask Ryan, you can ask John, ask Jacory, ask them all. Me and Tino was running everybody at spades. I was beating everybody at tongue. It's over. They can't see me on the cards.
In terms of through the tournament here, is there a particular player or team that if you're able to beat Jimmy B, you'd love to get a crack at?
I think I agree with what I said. Carmen's crew, and they beat us 2 years ago. And one, I'd love to be in that championship game to beat them. And two, if we play them, we're in the championship game, and that's where I want to be. That is our goal. We expect nothing less.
John just mentioned that you're going to coach at Marshall.
Mm-hmm.
With the future that this hurt that team, do you think there's going to be a spot for you on the roster even past your pro play career, or do you think you move over to the bench for these guys?
No, I think there'll be a spot because I always play anyway. It's just I wanted to get in coaching while I was still young, and I still have years left on my career that I could play, but I chose to go in a different route. So I'm pretty confident I could still get a bucket.
Of the new additions of the team, Jacory, Chris, etc. What do they bring to the table?
Size, and they're all very talented, and that was something that we've been missing. Ryan Taylor's been holding it down for us really, and he's not the biggest guy in the world, but he's very skilled and he's big and he knows how to use his body. But still, that's just one guy. So we went out, brought other pieces in, bigs that are very talented. We battled against them when we were at Marshall, so we already knew what they could do, but they still surprised us with what else they can do once they're put in a system like D'Antoni where they're just kind of given free reign and just say, here, look, pick and roll, ISO, do what you need to do, find a way to get it. And, it's been fun to watch.
Do you guys have a target for number of threes you look to get up in a game?
No, it just kind of happens. It just naturally, the way we play, we're just going to shoot a lot of threes. We don't ever go in a game like, all right, we got to shoot 35 threes. It's just sometimes that happens.
Do you guys ever look at a box score and go, whoa, we didn't realize we even took that many threes?
I remember one time we were playing La Tech in a conference tournament game, and it didn't feel like it. I felt like we were hot, but I looked down after the game and we hit 23s. I was like, oh, my gosh. And, it's the rhythm we play with and the style we play that it just seems normal, and we've been doing it for so long. Like even before D'Antoni, he put that system in, but we've always been up tempo. Like even in our AAU days, we've been up tempo. We've shot a lot of threes, but D'Antoni kind of structured it in his own way and made it a little better, I think.
John and I already touched on it, but the support from the coaching staff, from Coach D'Antoni, from the Marshall faithful in general, how important has that been for you guys?
It's meant the world. I say it all the time. Everywhere you go, there's going to be you'll run into a Marshall fan, and being a son of Marshall and being able to represent them again is a blessing to me.
Any parting thoughts here for Marshall fans before we let you go?
Man, tune in. We're going to give you all we can. We love supporting you guys, supporting the school, and we're gonna play as hard as we can, and we're gonna do what we do.
All right, thank you for your time. Braylon Ryan, Taylor. All right, we're now joined by Ryan Taylor, obviously Marshall University. Ryan, just some opening thoughts here on playing with the team and some of the efforts that went in to get here.
It This is my third year like Stevie. We started off with Ott. John came along the second year, but it's a great event to play in, and I'm just playing in my third year. And the group of guys, the core that we started off with is still around, and we're just only building to be better and be more productive in tournament.
Your first match was against playing for Jimmy V. What's sort of the game plan in there and leading you guys to victory?
Like those guys touched on, we want to make them play how we play, but other than that, we just want to go out there and play hard, give it all we got. We have a few days break, rest up there, get ready for the next game, but other than that, just go out there and play hard, style basketball, and just compete.
What is the motivation for you to continue playing basketball in this tournament and continue playing with these guys as a whole?
It's honestly just a brotherhood. Like, we all love playing basketball. We all get out there and getting after it. But the brotherhood that we have, that we grew, the bond that we had at Marshall, just continues to stay there. And it's always, as long as John and Stevie and them are playing, I want to get out there and play with them along with and now we have Rondale on the team too.
What was camp like for you guys, getting back out there, sort of getting your footing back under you?
Camp was good. 10 days. It helped me get back in shape, lose a couple pounds, in jail with the new pieces that we have. That was the main thing. And I think our camp was very successful. And we did what we wanted to do out there. We got familiar with each other and the pieces that we have.
You guys have obviously been playing together forever at this point. In a tournament where there are a bunch of teams that kind of bring in pieces from all over and they try and use these couple of days just to gel, how much do you think the chemistry you guys already have helps?
It helps out a lot. Like Stevie said, and John and I, we played against some of those new pieces that we brought in conference play, so twice a year for 34 years, so that's a lot. But just they know how to play, and when they first came on, they was like, the first question they asked was, are we going to play like I did at Marshall? Because everybody wants to play like that, just up and down, shoot at will, and we told them, yeah, so they were fine with that. And that type of style helps us gel easier, too. It's not a lot of half-court sets breaking down. We're going to run X, Y on this possession and stuff like that. So
having, typically when you guys have played this tournament, you've kind of been the biggest guy on the roster in previous years. Bringing in Chris and Ryan, how much does that help you in your game? Oh,
it helps out a lot. We can go big, if you want to sort of say, and also we could go small with lineups. But, with that depth at the big man, versatile forward position helps out a lot. Like you said, I was the biggest one on the team the past few years, and it was a lot to carry. But we got a lot of pieces now and a lot of size, and we're very interchangeable at all the positions, so it helps out a lot.
Prior to getting together for camp, when was the last time you picked up a ball?
Well, I was working out with John. When John got back, we started working out. I also coach a high school basketball team there, so I was in the gym with those kids, stuff like that. So it wasn't like a 2-year hiatus or anything like that. I would probably say a week before. After John got back, I started getting back in there.
I asked this to, I think it was Stevie, but in terms of, when it came out that TBT was putting together this tournament and under the circumstances, what made you comfortable with playing in TBT this year?
I know, like Stevie said, the Elmores and Tommy York wouldn't put us in a bad position. I know you guys would, especially the protocol that you had to go through to be the first sporting event. And after you guys, the NBA followed up. So they're really watching what you guys do to put into their system and see how we work at the TBT. So I knew it would be a great chance to get out there and play again. And I knew you guys wouldn't put us in a bad situation also.
How do you think things have been so far?
Things have been good. Everything's fine. Playing cards with the team, Call of Duty every now and then, and just watching TV, just chilling out. It's been great experience so far.
And so to win your first game against playing for Jimmy B, what do you think you guys need to do? What's the one area you need to focus on to move on to the next round?
I would say it would be defensively. We got to get after it defensively. Everybody knows the style that we play. You're going to put up points. No basketball games ever been held to 0 points. So we know we just got to lock in defensively for the entire game. You know, they're going to go on runs, we're going to go on runs, but we have to stay mentally prepared and face adversity.
Any final thoughts here for Marshall fans and what they can see from you guys on Sunday?
It'd be just like how we played at Marshall, just at the Henderson Center without fans. You know, just it'd be enjoyable to watch, fun basketball, and go Herd.
All right. We thank you for your time, and we'll now bring on Rondale Watson next. All right, Rondale Watson joining us now. Rondale, just with the other guys, a quick opening statement on playing in TBT and reuniting with some of these guys.
Well, like I said, this is my first year, and this is a guy's third year, I think they said. So I've kind of like kept in touch when I was in school. I watched him play. I watched the team that me and John graduated the same year. So we watched the first year, and then this next year John was eligible to play, so he played. But this year they called me and wanted me to play, and I was ecstatic.
How do you like your chances this year? What do you think it makes this team special and gives you guys a shot of winning it all?
Well, our playing style. Our playing style is definitely one that you don't see every day, and I think at least the highest level, it will work with the guys we have and the players we got in our system. I think we will gel perfectly.
In terms of your matchup against playing Virginia B, I don't know how extensively you guys have scouted them, but what is sort of the game plan and the things to focus on to win that game?
Well, I just know we're going to play our style. We don't care how they play and what they do. We're going to play to how we know how to play and get as many shots up, play fast, get up and down.
What is it about this playing style that is just so intriguing for you guys to continue to play and to want to do this, every time you guys play basketball together?
Well, it's just different. It's just something you don't see every day, and you can tell by our coaches who we learn from. He's different too in the way he does things. So I think that when we go on the court, we move so fast, we spread the court out, shoot a lot of threes. It's just different. If you have the players that go in the system right, it works.
What have those guys explained to you about what TBT is like from a playing style and a competitiveness standpoint?
Well, first, I think we're all competitors, not really in that they have to explain to me. But as far as just playing against professionals, everyone here has played at least a year overseas or not, but they all have the same goal, and it's a lot of money on the line, and everyone's going to put their heart on the line for that.
Any parting thoughts here for Marshall fans before we let you go?
Well, go Herd, and it'll be a show. It'll be a good thing for Marshall, a good thing for our school. Hopefully open up a lot of opportunities for us guys here.
All right, we thank Rondale for his time, and we'll conclude our next media day. Thank you.